fulfillment centers. And we are handling almost 1,000 plus consignments per day, and we are reaching out to 744 districts of our country. Just to give you a perspective idea, again, there are 766 districts in India, and we are reaching to 744 districts. And the most satisfying achievement that we have got over this project is that we have been able to save 20,000 crores of rupees of common man of India on their medicine spendings. That is because of the price gap of the branded and the generic medicines. Now, when all the supply chain markers were scaling up, there was one supply chain marker that we intended to and we managed to get done. Okay, that is the cost. So, where a typical supply chain in a pharma industry costs around 20 to 25%, to give you an elaboration on how that figure is calculated, usually 3% is spent on central warehouse, 3% on regional warehouse, 3% expenses towards CFAs or super stockists, and around 10% expense towards distributors, and then it reaches to the retailers, and then it reaches to the consumers. So now this entire supply chain we are managing within 7.49%. So why I am presenting this figure is because I would like to throw some light on some information that is going on in the market, and there is a lot of confusion. Like whenever we talk about tech enabled, yes, I forgot to mention the 7.49 is also tech driven. It is including the full suite 360-degree IT and ITES coverage. So there is a perception in the market, especially when people look up to the modern e-commerce fulfillment services, that these services cost a lot. When they have been able to successfully reach deeper pockets, like in the panel discussion we were talking about reaching tier 2 and tier 3 cities where these e-commerce companies have been successfully achieving the desired benchmarks. But then people are questioning the cost factors involved in it. And people consider that it's very expensive. No, it's not that. It's really, really affordable, provided we do it the right way, with right targets and right KPIs. We can do it very effectively. Now, this 7.49, as I said, branded versus generic, there is a 7 times difference. So when you compare it to the branded products, it's almost less than 1.5%. So we are managing tech-enabled, country-wide, rural-level reach, end-to-end supply chain module management, and providing effective services within a less than cost of 1.5% of the GMV value. So how we are doing this and how we were able to achieve that? We identified the challenges in the traditional multi-tier supply chain network. From the manufacturer or the brand, goods comes to the central warehouse first, then it goes to the regional warehouses, then it goes to the CFAs or super stockists, then it goes to the distributors, then it goes to the retailers, then it reaches to the consumers. Now in this entire supply chain, most of the time, the manufacturer loses visibility post CFA point. And the distributors and retailers are there merely to support the distribution and the payment collection part. But in the process, a lot of manipulation and lack of visibility goes into play, right? So there is lack of visibility, the distribution costs are high, no committed deliveries, selective sales by the distributors because they are third party stakeholders. When I say selective sales, I would like to share a anecdote type of example with you. What happens usually in this multi-tier supply chain, say because of lack of visibility, there is a wrong forecasting or insufficient forecasting is being done. So there is a surplus inventory in the chain. So now the surplus inventory needs to be disposed of, or it needs to be sold out before it's expiring or before it's losing market demands. So there is a pressure to sell it at discounted prices. So now brand A is being promoted at an extra discount price to the distributors, and distributor is again pushing that thing down the channel. So during that process, brand B is suffering, which was actually in demand by the consumer, right? But now that brand B is backplaced and it is suffering. So now tomorrow or maybe next week or maybe next month, Brand B will be having surplus stock, and they will come with extra now new schemes to dispose of the goods. Now all this exercise was never required, but this happens because there are manipulations and people involved in the supply chain who have vested interest. I'm not saying that distributors are not required or not good. I'm holding nothing against them. There is nothing negative about them. But there are vested interests of the people who, for extra margins or extra profits, will always manipulate. This is business after all, right? So this vicious cycle keeps on happening and happening. So this could have been easily controlled if there is a clear-cut visibility over the inventory positioning, over the inventory flow, over the forecasting, how the procurements are being planned, how the goods are being moving, like this. So this also results in higher inventory costs. There was a survey by AHPI, Association for Hospitals and Pharma Institutes, which indicated that global average of inventory holding in pharma industry is around 64 days. And in India, it's close to 98 days. Can you imagine? 98 days of inventory lying idle in various stages. Now, in our scenario, we are managing it well within 30 days. Only the inventory rotation period is only 30 days. It's not some extra or some new achievement. I am sure there are a lot of FMCG companies, right, who are well managing their inventory hold period within 15-20 days range. But it is only possible when you have a clear-cut visibility from end to end. So that is what we are doing and we are providing to our clients. So this entire scenario we studied and we converted and we have built this ecosystem, right? So from manufacturer, goods come to our fulfillment centers, then to the consumers via various channels, whatever is desired by the brand or the manufacturers. Here we are working as the manufacturers partners, as their team. We are not third-party stakeholders. We are service providers. So 100% manufacturer's policy is duly implemented, whether it's for the sales side, whether it's for the supply chain side. The brand synergy and the consumer synergy is pure and undiluted. So we provide comprehensive services and solutions. When I say comprehensive, we mean first mile pickup, last mile delivery, and everything in between: warehouse management, tech-enabled operations, IT services. We provide 360-degree IT coverage across all the operations, all the inventory, all the logistics, and we assure of zero wastages, zero shortages, zero expiries. Why zero expiries? This may sound something very peculiar, because in pharma industry or FMCG industry, we need to operate on paper-based principle: first to expire, first to out. What happens if there is a distributor or a 3PL warehouse in North India and there is another in Southern India? They are both non-connected, non-inclined. There is a March 23 inventory lying in North India and October 23 inventory lying in Southern India. If there is an order from Bhopal, Central India, which good should be dispatched first? So, because we are connected pan-India level, the North India inventory will move. Even if it is ordered from Bangalore, it will be dispatched from North India. And gradually, over a period of time, our AI engines will learn which districts and which areas are having what kind of demands, and based on the forecasting and demand planning, the inventories can be placed strategically at various places. So even these inter-transfers are not required. So these are the key benefits, as I have been telling you. It's a plug-and-play platform. If a brand or manufacturer wants to scale pan-India, they can do it tomorrow. You don't need 3 years, 4 years time to build a nationwide supply chain network, and that too you are not sure whether it's effective or not, or how it's going to shape out. You can visualize or test our existing network across India and put your goods and your trust with us. It's plug-and-play platform, as simple as it is. Nationwide coverage, real-time dashboards with per users, APIs. It can be available. Zero capex. Nowadays there is a term going on and it's trending: asset light. Boss, if everybody becomes asset light, who is going to bear the burden of the assets? So we as a service provider, we are the one who become asset heavy, and we provide you asset light solutions. So all the capex is provided by us, and the manufacturers and brands can integrate with us on OpEx basis only. And we offer outcome based revenue model. So we are paid only and when we perform. It's not some cost-based revenue model that you have some fixed expenses irrespective of the outcomes, right? So it's only and when and if we perform. So it's outcome-based model. So how we are managing this show? We have done a lot of backward and forward integrations that goes into our end-to-end supply chain management. When we say end-to-end, it has to be really end-to-end and not just some jargon usage in marketing. So we have various divisions that works towards supply chain management, infrastructure development, IT services, fintech. Again, supply chain is distributed, and we have dedicated verticals working towards it. So we develop vertical wise expertise, and we can provide dedicated services. Turnaround times are matched, quality expectations are matched, and we don't have to rely on third party suppliers. It's like you hire a wedding planner and the wedding planner asks you, boss, from where do I get the dresses? Buddy, why did I hire you? So when we are providing end-to-end solution, we are the person who are responsible for everything and accountable for everything. There is no blame game. So this is the IT engine that fuels our IT ecosystem. I would take a 2 second pause over here and let you people have a think on it. From inward side, that is managing the vendors and the suppliers, up till the sales point, that is the retail side, everything is covered into single landscape. There was a question about isolated softwares working, right? So here is the answer, sir. There are no isolated software working, there is no unsynchronized activities, there is no silo working. Everything is brought into central management information system, working on the ERP database, and everything is connected. And this is all working on blockchain data flow, so there is no manipulation. Nobody can tamper this system. Goods when once entered into the WMS, that entry is going to be there forever. When a order bounce or a inquiry bounce in data is captured at the retail store, that information is always going to be there, right? So when we are connecting vending machine is a solution that we were discussing about mom and pop stores. So like if you want to control or if you want to penetrate into that segment as well, that also we are offering. Like there are large housing societies, big corporate houses, you can place your vending machines and start selling products from there. So e-commerce integration is there, retailers are integrated, distributors are integrated. Now everything when the supply chain is taken care of, there has to be someone on the field to take care of the demand generation and the leads and the brand promotion or the store promotions or the field works. So we are providing field force apps that takes care of the sales and marketing persons on the ground. So order management is also included in that, and their day-to-day reporting, day-to-day activity, everything is collected and is integrated. Now also we have integrated fintech into this because as a part of our distribution services, we also provide payment collection services, both towards banking, escrow accounting, so auto reconciliation is there. Just you imagine 20, 30,000 stores you are managing across the country. How are you going to keep track of the accounts and payments? So we provide host to host banking, so auto reconciliation is there. And with fintech services now we are also introducing the credit payments system into the ecosystem. So now we are working towards exactly replicating the multi-tier distribution network as the brand's own multi-tier distribution network, where the manufacturers themselves are providing the distribution services and as well as the payment collection and fintech services. So this is a glimpse of our fulfillment center. This is the quality and standards that we maintain across all our facilities, and it's a promise and it's a commitment. And as our name goes, ethics. This is the same standard that we maintain across country. It's not like one is a showcase and all other places is some different show. The same quality and same standard is going to be found dust-free environment, grade A or grade A plus facilities, thermally insulated facilities, cold storage facilities are also there, automated and advanced sorting, picking, etc. facilities. This is a logistic park in Gurgaon that we are handling. This is West Zone. This is a new property that we acquired in Bangalore. It's about 3,50,000 square feet. This is we are starting as a South Zone fulfillment center. This is right now Chennai, Guwahati. So this is just a glimpse of the facilities, how we manage and how we keep your stocks. Like we are the custodians of your goods and we handle it with due respect and care. There's the fleets for the last mile delivery, the conveyor belts, the sorting system, the picking system, VNA operations for optimizing the operation speed and space utilization. So this is there was a question about an ideal network. As we all understand that there cannot be an ideal network or fit for all situation, fit for all solution for everyone and across various industries like apparel or automobile or electronics or white goods or FMCG. So everyone is going to need different set of operation, different handling capabilities. But as a baseline, we firmly believe that in a sound supply chain system, the goods should not be stored at any other place other than the factory or the retail shelf. All the other places are just meant for facilitating the movement of the goods, right? So that is how we come upon the theory of minimum inventory hold period. And keeping that in mind, we have designed this distribution network plan and we are working on it. Like this has 12 zonal hubs, 6 major hubs and 6 minor hubs. Six zonals means north, east, west, south, central, and northeast. And again, upper north, lower north, upper south, lower south, likewise. So six major hubs and six minor hubs, 12 zonal hubs, 28 state hubs, and almost 85 district hubs. So the idea is that the fast-moving goods are stored at the district hubs, and the slow-moving and medium-moving goods are kept at the state hubs, and the slow-moving goods or medium-moving goods can be kept at the zonal hubs, depending on the volume of the requirement of different locations. The inventory can be placed accordingly. The first batch can be planned manually. Later on, our AI engine, our IT system itself advises on the procurement plan or inventory placement plan or the delivery route optimization plans. This is all autonomous, and this is the network that we are banking upon to give a desired results to various industries and a so-called one solution fits for all. So these are some of our valuable clients. So that's a small video that I would like to play to give you an idea of how our operations are being done.
To make our Honorable PM Narendra Modi's vision a reality, Government of India has initiated Pradhan Mantri Jan Aushadhi Yojana. We at the Ethics Group of Companies, as the empaneled operating body under PMDR, are here to bring the generic medicines to the doorsteps of consumers by an innovative end-to-end supply chain management. And the West Zone Fulfillment Center is the fourth highly automated facility in a series of countrywide network after Gurgaon, Chennai, and Guwahati. Region Fulfillment Center, situated in Surat, is the first and the only automated pharma fulfillment center in India. It is located near the airport and is on the national highway of Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor. It has a 1,20,000 square feet of carpet area and has more than 15 lakhs cubic feet space. The fulfillment center is built as per seismic zone 3. It has 40 feet central height and 36 feet side height. The fulfillment center is covered by 100 millimeters thickness of puff pan, reducing inside temperature minimum by 10 degrees Celsius from outside. The facility has 14 doors and 9 emergency doors. It has a completely automated and noise-free 20 millimeters thick puff panel rolling shutter. The center has electricity backup with DG set and UPS. The heavy-duty racks, HDR, are designed and installed as per seismic zone 3. It has 15,000 pallet location capacity of HDR and a storage capacity of more than 7 lakh boxes. Battery-operated AA trucks are used at this facility for efficient and smooth material picking from HDR. It has industrial trimmed standard flooring as per VDMA guidelines and effective standard flow. It has a maximum 2 millimeter tolerance flat, densified, polished concrete floor and has a floor load capacity of 10 metric ton per square meter. 200 lux LED lights are installed inside the warehouse and the firefighting system is as per IS 15105 2002 with spot smoke detector, leak smoke detector, sprinkler system and fire hydrant system with automatic fire alarming system. The facility has state-of-the-art office, conference room, server room, sample room, storage room. It is also equipped with CCTV cameras and has a surveillance team. The fulfillment center has ample parking space. Machine learning and AI-based, highly automated auto dispensing aid-frame technology for order picking, sorting and packing. This system is being installed at the state-of-the-art fulfillment center in Surat. Job multiple orders, close to 1,50,000 live items from thousands of SKUs can be auto-picked, packed, labeled and dispatched in one day based on first to expire, first to out, needs FIFO principle.
So I would request to Forum to come up with the toughest supply chain excellence goals and please get in touch with us and we will try to achieve it together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kothari. That was some quite impressive numbers. Okay, next up we have Mr. Varun Chopra, Executive CEO, Executive Chairman, Air India, to give his presentation on sustainable supply chains, accelerating towards net zero. Please give him a big round of applause.
लैपटॉप चेंज कर रहे क्या देखना लैपटॉप चेंज कर देगा देखो लैपटॉप चेंज कर रहे हैं निकाल दिया लगा दिया लैपटॉप चेंज कर रहे हैं लगाओ
Good afternoon, everyone.
माइक बंद कर
Firstly,
माइक बंद कर
it's going to be a tough act to follow. Presentation by Vishal Bhai. Can we have one more round of applause? Numbers are astounding.
From 18 crores to 1,600 crores, or sorry, 18 to 1,200 crores. I was just telling my guys, we're looking at going from double digit, to high double digit. And thank you for telling us and sharing with us that our mission is to be much larger. So again, fantastic. To make up act to follow, but let me try. And I'm also sitting between you guys in lunch, so I'll try to be really quick. So, good afternoon. My name is Varun Chopra. I'm the Executive Chairman for Gear India. We're the only private equity funded material handling company in the country. We also have the privilege of being number one in energy vehicles in India. We also do OPEX as well as CAPEX. So I think, we've all seen various buzzwords, right? So ESG has been there in the public domain, I would say for several years. But I think in the last, I would say 24 to 36 months, there is significant action. And I would like to definitely acknowledge the tremendous support from the government of India. I think starting off with what was announced at COP26, I'll come to that in a bit. But within ESG, which is environmental, social, and governance, the focus is clearly on net zero, guys. And I think, this is the time for us to significantly see how we can reduce scope 1, scope 2, and scope 3 emissions as well. And we'll move towards net zero. And I think I should just maybe take a bit of what was the previous presentation, which is the purpose. You're here for business, guys. I think there's no two ways about it. But I think when you have a technology which can give you zero emissions, which can do it at a lower operating cost, it becomes a win-win for business. And that's what I'll talk about in a bit. PM Modi ji gave us the Panch Amrit at COP26, which is 2 years back, 2021. Reach non-fossil energy capacity, fulfill 50% energy requirements, reduce 1 billion carbon emissions by 2050, reduce carbon intensity greater than 45%, and number 5, achieve target of net zero by 2070. I think, in the previous panels we saw, the honorable ministers from the ministry. It's very clear that their passion and commitment towards delivering this is very much there. And when I get to the next slide, it will also show what we mentioned in COP27. But this is really critical, guys. Net zero by 2070 may seem far away, but we've got to start right now. We're actually already late. This is COP27 in Egypt, November 2022. So we submitted a strategy to achieve net zero by 2070. So it's not just merely a fanciful term that, hey, we hit net zero by 2070. There's a clear action plan. And this was actually announced at COP27 by the Honorable Minister. There are various aspects of the COP27 strategy. For the purpose of the discussion today, I will focus on the one that I've highlighted, which is maximize the use of electric vehicles. I think we've already had, our, Honorable Mr. Gadkari proclaiming that 50% of all vehicles in India should be EV by 2050. Now, when you look at commercial vehicles or passenger vehicles at 30%, can we imagine what percentage we can achieve within the supply chain? If you personally ask me, it should be 95% plus, because that's the opportunity that we all have to not only significantly reduce carbon emissions, but also reduce our OPEX. Now, paying attention to ESG, guys, we're all business guys, right? It's not just good to do, it's good for business. There's enough of data to prove that point, but there's some data which I thought I'll take the liberty of sharing with you. This is from McKinsey, to share that when you focus on an ESG strategy the right way, there is clear business return that you get in return. And each and every industry has a role to play in net zero. Clearly, one would say that probably transportation supply chain is one of the major ones, which is true, and that's where I think we will focus a bit more on today. I'm sure all of you are aware of it, but there are 3 types of carbon emissions. When you talk about net zero, there's carbon emission 1, scope 1, Scope 2 and Scope 3. Scope 1 is direct company owned, what is generated in your factory, in your warehouse, in your company, etc. Scope 2 is emissions associated with production energy. So this is where solar energy plays a critical role. Scope 3 is indirect emissions, and this is about the entire supply chain, meaning that even if you source a pin from a supplier, that pin should have been manufactured through a net zero process. So that's why Scope 3 is clearly the largest, also the most challenging, but I think it's very important to focus on the low-hanging fruit, which is Scope 1 and Scope 2, which I'll elaborate a bit in the next couple of slides, please. Transportation accounts for 14% of global greenhouse gas emissions. And this is probably the largest, and this is something that I think we all, each of us in this room, can play a critical role in reducing. The good thing is, most leading organizations in India already have a net zero target to meet India's 2070 net zero vision. I've just taken the liberty of taking a few, which I'll just share in the next few slides. So this is Coke's ambition, Coca-Cola, net zero by 2040. Vedanta, it's one of our key customers. This is amazing, right? They changed their mission statement to reflect their net zero commitment, right? So it used to be transforming elements, they changed it to transforming for good. We clearly have a huge amount of commitment right from the top in the Vedanta group to move towards net zero. When you look at Saint-Gobain, again, path to net zero is by 2050, but clearly there are milestones in between. What they want to achieve by 2025, 2028, 2030, so on and so forth. Nestle's roadmap is again, by 2025, reducing emissions by 20%. And guys, we all know Nestle is the largest food company in the world, right? So imagine when Nestle takes such a commitment to execute it, will take a phenomenal amount of effort and investment. Cola has a 2035 net zero commitment. Mondelez, a 2050 net zero commitment. And most of these organizations, I'm just highlighting a few slides, they have detailed documents. Some of them I had the privilege of studying myself, which clearly lay out a roadmap and an execution plan to achieve this. So how do we target low-hanging fruit to accelerate towards net zero? And my submission to you is zero emission energies, which is material handling equipment, may be a place that we can start, because this is something that we are all using, whether in our factories or our warehouses across the country. So energies include forklifts, reach trucks, battery-operated pallet trucks, etc. I'm sure all of you know this much better than me. When you look at the supply chain, when a forklift or a reach truck or a BOPT is working, it's all great. But the day a BOPT fails, we all start getting calls, right? Saying the BOPT money over raw material finished good movements as stock. So the critical thing is energies are used end to end across the supply chain. The industry in India, for 20,000 units, China does 1 million units per annum. We're not 1/50th China's GDP, the 1/5. So one can really expect what kind of explosive growth is going to be in energy in the next couple of years. As of today, diesel contributes about 35% of the total energy sale, which, as you all know, is a significant dampener on the net zero piece. So there are two strategies that I would submit to all of you to please consider. One is you may want to consider moving from diesel to lithium-ion. And we have a we do a total cost of ownership analysis for each of our customers to demonstrate the OPEX benefit. Right? At the end of the day, it's about business, you're lowering your costs. I think all of us are tasked in this room with lowering our supply chain costs as a percentage of sales rather than increasing it. And this is one way that we can drive this. So one is switching from diesel to lithium-ion, second is switching from lead acid to lithium-ion. So just to share with you I would say that evolution in energy is diesel, lead acid, and then zero emission energies. Out of them, one of them is lithium ion. And at this point of time, it's the most cost effective and most widely used. At Gear, I have the privilege of leading a team, an organization, on whose behalf I can probably share this slide. The number one in energy rentals in India. We've got about 1,000 plus assets. And in the last 1 year, we've actually deployed 500 plus lithium-ion assets in India. These are units. This ranges for a range of customers from a Vedanta Group to Reliance Retail to Flipkart to name a few. Lithium-ion energies are zero emission and a partial charging. Now, guys, if you could just bear with me for a minute. Usually, technology which is green either reduces your productivity or increases your cost, or does both. When you look at lithium-ion energies, and especially this is a space that we specialize in, this is the only business that I'm in, so it's my bread, butter, jam, everything. So, and when we do CapEx, right? We're a small entity, we go to study everything in detail. They not only are green, they deliver an ROI and OpEx cost saving from year 3 onwards, depending on the asset that you are in. And we're very happy. Please do, connect with us. We're happy to do this individually for each of you who are interested. We're already doing that for a host of our customers. So critical is zero emissions, there's no pollution, highest safety and quality of lithium-ion energies. That's what we assure. BMS stands for Battery Management System. Some of us have heard of some of the unfortunate incidents that happened with two-wheelers on lithium-ion batteries. I'll address that in a bit in the next couple of slides. We also generally use, not always, but mostly use CATL, which is the world's #1 lithium-ion battery manufacturer. So highest in safety and quality. And these are zero maintenance. All of us who use lead acid, we've got to have demineralized water, you've got a helper, you've got to have a battery change after every 8 hours. You need a BOP or a forklift to shift your battery because it's 800 kilos to a ton. So how do you deal with all this? This is one of the solutions for this. It's opportunity charging. It's like your mobile phone. Your asset is idle, the operator goes for lunch, plug it in, and it gets a charge. Lead acid works in cycles. Lithium-ion does not work in cycles. So lead acid has to get repeated to 10% cycle to charge, otherwise it loses the charge. There's no such thing that happens in lithium-ion. So fully charged in 120 minutes. This comes with a caveat. This depends on the strength of the battery, and that's why we ensure that we provide that strength to ensure that you get a full 8-hour single shift operation on a 120-minute charge. Just to share with you the energies that we provide, efficiency, gradability, etc., is right on top, be it with a diesel or a lead acid. In fact, to share with you, at Vedanta Jharsuguda, in summers the temperature goes up to 55 degrees, and when you're operating within a certain part of the operation, whether you're moving different aspects in the machine, in the plant, temperature goes up even higher. We move from diesel to lithium-ion directly at Vedanta Jharsuguda, and these are focused that are operating for the last 1 year. It's a completely sealed battery kit. Lead acid battery, the liquid gets spilled. In lithium-ion, it's a gel. It can't spill. It's absolutely safe. We provide assets that are tested in the worst or toughest of environments. We provide assets that are made for the Indian working environment, because we all know, that a lot of our places will have challenges in terms of surface. Not all the warehouses will be like what Vishal has shared. We will have challenges on the flooring, etc. So these are fully waterproof. The tested IP54 rating. We go through a very stringent set of tests on the batteries as well. Now this is really important, guys. Like not all cars are the same, not all lithium-ion is the same. So in fact, I have my team here. We spend a significant amount of time studying the lithium-ion that is available. Now, lithium-ion comes in 5 types, as you can see. Lithium-ion phosphate, which is what I put the green tick on, is the most expensive, highest productivity, highest safety rating. And this is what Gear always finds. We don't deal with any other lithium-ion. because this is really important, guys. You can also see the cycle times, what's the life of the asset, what's the safety performance, etc. They undergo stringent testing to ensure highest level of safety and quality for a failure-free operation. We're operating these assets so we can talk firsthand. We also have assets, by the way, for demo. So if anyone wants a 3-ton lithium ion, a 5-ton lithium ion, a heavy-duty beach truck, a BOPT, light-duty BOPT, we're happy to give that on demo as well, absolutely free of cost. Now, this is something which also is important to keep in mind, which is the OPEX comparison between diesel, lead acid, and lithium ion. So clearly, your explicit cost in a diesel asset is the lowest. Your acquisition cost is the lowest, but your ownership cost is the highest. And this is really important. And I'll just explain very simply. A 3-ton diesel truck will consume about 2.5 liters of diesel per hour. You run a 2-shift operation. You're talking about 4,000 rupees an hour per day. 26 days operation, 96,000 rupees per month is only your diesel consumption, not your asset cost. And that's where the ROI completely fits. We also do all my assets today, so in a way, I am cannibalizing myself because if I don't, somebody else will. My biggest asset base of 1,000 plus assets is lead acid. But this is where we've taken the lead on lithium ion because whether it is in terms of charge time, whether it's in terms of charge efficiency, it's very important, guys. A lead acid battery has a charge efficiency of 70%. Lithium ion operates at 95%. The ability of lithium ion to hold the charge is significantly higher. So it's a 4,000 cycle plus. In fact, we give a warranty of 5,000 cycles, 10,000 cycles or 5 years. Right? So that's the kind of warranty we provide. And there are other factors as well. This is just to share with you, we do a total TCO analysis. It's in simple Excel, very easy for everyone to understand in terms of even versus a lead acid, how to save costs. And I'll just share with you a few pointers. One, there's a hidden cost in lead acid is the consumption of your battery. The battery consumption or the charging for the lead acid is much higher. Second is, you need a separate lead acid battery because if you have more than a single shift operation, you need at least 2 batteries. That cost is extra. Third, you need to put demineralized water in your lead acid battery. Fourth, you need a helper. Fifth, you need to keep separate space for your lead acid batteries. All of this adds into the cost. And this is where a lithium ion, but initial cost of acquisition is higher, but over a 3-year plus timeline, it will start getting you OPEX savings. And given that we've done about 500 plus units, you would also appreciate that we'll be able to demonstrate this to our customers. This is we've exhibited the India's single largest lithium ion forklift fleet at Jharsuguda. We're saving 2.5 lakh liters of diesel for them just for that single site and 690 tons of CO2. We're also one of the, I would say, few partners who train women operators. This is again not a tick box for us. We strongly believe that they're able to perform better, if not as good as males. Right? They don't drink income, they don't chew gutka, right? They're much more punctual. So I think there are a lot of pros, right, which we definitely see, and they're hungry, right? They want to prove themselves. These are some of the other. This is actually Vedanta Jharsuguda. We also have a fleet management which uses IoT. You know exactly where the asset is, how many hours it is worked, when is the ignition on, when is it off, who was using it, etc. And these come with AI detection sensors, so it can detect whether it is a product or a human, and accordingly the machine is. As this week actually we had the privilege of launching the first ever 5-ton lithium ion forklift fleet at St. Govind in Dubai. These are 7 units, and this, to my knowledge, are the first lithium ion trucks in the St. Govind world. I think a lot of credit goes to St. Govind to give us this privilege, but also a shout out to my team, who work really hard to make all this happen. So my just honest submission is, guys, this is low hanging fruit. We're using energy right now. It would be our privilege for Gear to work as partners in the energy front and really move towards our nation's vision of achieving net zero by by 2007. So the time to start is now, or actually yes. Thank you so much for being patient and hearing what I have to say. That's it. Any questions? I'm more than happy. As you can see, I love to talk. So. Thank you. Very much.
अभी नहीं पीना
Thank you, Mr. Chopra. That was indeed
Laptop
quite
लगा दो, laptop.
insightful. And now it is time for a short video by the Skyways group. Can we have a video, please?
ये वाला वीडियो है स्विच मारो
Well, that was amazing. It definitely deserves a big round of applause. And with that, I'd like to invite on stage Mr. Sanjeev Chaudhary, Chief Operating Officer, SCON Global Express, a subsidiary of Skyways Group, to share his presentation. Can we have him on stage? Please give him a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
लाइट ऑन कर मास्टर
Good afternoon. So, Varun, it is me who is between lunch and you all. Please, I'll try to be as brief as possible and touch upon the various benefits that we bring on for each one of you during the presentation. Though I am CEO at SCON, but here I am representing the Skyways.
ये वाला सेशन चल गया था इसके बाद में ये चल रहा पैनल सेशन में मैं वहाँ के चल रही है वहाँ के चल रही है पैनल सेशन में 3 मई
So I am representing Skyways as a group. We as a group are some total of about 8 divisions, and each one of them works separately, cater to different part of the logistics. So if I have to talk about, if we take you through the history of us, we came into existence, very humble existence, I would say, in 1983, which is about 40 years from now. In last 40 years, thanks to the hard work and dedication given by our employees, love, affection, and support by our customers, that we have grown geographically, we have grown vertically, we have also grown in our product portfolio. So just giving you a glimpse of where do we stand as on 2022. These are the numbers. So in 1983 we started with one able execution. Today this is what we stand for. I'll give you a minute to take a glimpse of it. So moving forward, we are primarily a international air freight company, and I take a privilege in sharing that in 2017 we were given we were awarded number one freight forwarder by World ACD, and from last 6 years we have been maintaining that standard, that number with us. This year, we talk about the number of masters that we've executed is the highest till date between January to November 2022, which is about 20,000. Not only that, we as a group, we all spoke about tech. Technology is all what we spoke about from morning till now. Technology is something which is very close to our heart. World across, we are 29 in executing EA. Now, when we talk about e-available, it is not only technology, it also adds to Go Green. We all have spoken about Go Green, nothing better if you can avoid paper. And this is what e-available is all about. So if we have to move forward, so in about year 2000, we came into ocean, and in ocean we moved, and we are into every sphere of ocean. So whether we talk about HCL, we talk about HCL, we talk about ISO tanks, we talk about flexi tanks, or we talk about open track. We provide services across board. And also, if you look at buying and export body containers, which is something like SOC. So in case if you want SOC services, we are there for you. Right? If anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask. And what is also, we'll talk about project solution later, reverse consolidation we'll talk about later during the presentation. If you look at audit management, we are one of the organizations which does the entire PO management. From a point of order being given to a supplier to the point of it getting delivered to the customer, we manage the entire stuff. And then we have a presence in India that we will talk about. In fact, we are present in every single port across India. These are some contract partners. Now we take certification very seriously. So we are AEO credit company. We are ISO 9001 company. We are also FMC GDP ITA certified organization. So when we talk about, and this is one of the reasons that we have grown in 40 years from where we were to where we are, is primarily because we firmly believe on process and quality. And this is a testimonial for our belief in process and quality. As I said, air happens to be our key product. So we have a product by the name of Sphere. Everyone does port-to-port movement. In Sphere, what we do primarily is we build a pallet for you. It could be multiple master, multiple house under one pallet. The benefit it brings to you as a consumer is it gives you enhanced security. Imagine if you have a loose car with you, and with multiple master you can create a one full pallet. That pallet is closed here, is open only at the destination port. So the chances of any particular piece going haywire comes down drastically. That's point number one. Obviously, it saves on the cost. And how does it save on the cost? I mean, you can talk to me later, and I will be more than glad to talk about it. Everyone till now has spoken about technology, and here is technology that we talk about. We are one of the few companies in logistics who are OCR and ML eligible. What OCR does is primarily OCR and ML. What it does is it reduces or almost eradicates human error. Now, when we get huge amount of documents for us, and we have to enter those all information in our system. There are huge amount of chances where we go wrong in entering the data. One, the data, and it's always said, you capture wrong things, system will always give you wrong stuff out. So OCR and data capturing is what the way we have done. And we look at backward and forward integration. We are one of the companies who have done API integration with almost all the leading airlines and integrators. And we also do API integration with any one of you if you want. So what you get is complete end-to-end solution, end-to-end visibility through a. And obviously, our endeavor is to move into a paperless environment because that's the biggest contribution that we can give to the environment. Coming down to SCAD, which happens to be my product. This is a door-to-door arm of Skyways where we move all the traffic which is primarily door-to-door. Now, first one is commercial cargo. We are one organization which moves commercial cargo from any part of India or any part of the world to any other part of the world. There are two kind of services we give. One, in fact, we give you a tailor-made solution. If you want a service where the timing of all the agents, obviously cost will be important, but timing of all the agents, are we the company? The answer is yes. We are dealing with quite a number of companies where we have given them a commitment of 36 hours or 8 hours from point of pickup to point of delivery. And we move the entire journey. Obviously, the biggest help that we have got in achieving it is primarily because our current organization Skyways happens to be pretty strong in airfreight. Second thing that we talked about, quite a number of your consignments would be where cost is of all the agents, transit time can take a backseat. We run quite a number of consoles to different parts of the world regularly, and that is something that we can offer you. That is something that we can use. That's point number one that we do in SCAN. Point number two that we do in SCAN is primarily fair execution. In fact, we have one full division which does nothing except fair execution across parts of the world. And we have been doing this fair execution from last over a decade. So that's the amount of experience that we carry with us in managing fair execution. Third thing that we do is primarily International Express. Now, in International Express, we do it in two parts. One, we also work as an integration model where we have a contract with every leading integrator of the world. We have an API integration with them. Besides that, we also have our own network in quite a number of countries. When we talk about e-commerce logistics, I'm talking about here not only B2C, I'm also talking about B2C that we do. We have our own network of CUD centers and our own vehicles in all the metros. When we talk about Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Chennai, Jaipur, Hyderabad, and so on and so forth, we do the pickup from the point of pickup to the point of delivery in all these locations. And all these locations we work on hub and spoke model. Right? Any question that you have here? I'm trying to be as brief as possible. So sorry for it because I know if I'm feeling hungry, I'm sure all of you are. Okay? So if we move forward, this is a brief snapshot of SCAN. Now, if you look at the express part, which is courier part that we started in 2019, humbly I would say we have touched about only 100,000 tons this year, and with all of your support, probably will try and cross 250,000 tons next year. I'm so sorry, right? Now, Phantom, we, as you know, as we have already spoken about, we have been a freight forwarder, and we understand the pain that you go through when you have to get a shipment picked up from any of your customers in India. Trust me, you feel the same pain that we do, right? Now, with that in mind, with that understanding, we created this Phantom division. Phantom division is our trucking division, which is for intra and intercity transportation for you. What we do here is we are very, very high on compliance. In fact, my colleague, Mr. Anil Bhatt is here. If you have any question, if you have anything, you can get in touch with him. Anil, right? Uh, so we are very, very high on compliance because somebody was saying, वो driver जो है वो पी के पहुंच जाता है. I think you are talking about it, correct? So we understand it happens. Now that is the reason why we had to start this. People give you all the amount of life. वो IPO में होएगा, बोलेगा मैं आपका CP पहुंच गया हूँ, CP क्रॉस कर गया. So we understand that all those things. That is the reason why we started this division, and this is what it saves you from. It gives you complete cost clarity. It gives you complete visibility where in the world is your truck, right? It tells you, it ensures you that the driver who is going to go and pick it up is in proper shape. When I say proper shape, I'm not talking about physically. I'm talking about he is not under any influence, right? We take care of all those things, right? And at this point of time, we have about 138 trucks with us, 11 on record, and this number of trips that we do. So probably I'll take a pause now. We have spoken about the different places where we have our own presence in India and abroad. So if you look at the warehouses, all the leading seaports, we have our own presence. One product which pharma is something which we all spoke about, healthcare, Pranali. We have one full division which is Pranali and only into this particular part. When we talk about warehouse, social warehouse, we have our own warehouse in Delhi, Mumbai, Hyderabad, and Bangalore. When we talk about packaging, we can provide you both active and passive packaging. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. We do both active and passive. In fact, we have done quite a number of projects where we have wood consignment under temperature regulated environment in a passive packaging where packaging was provided by us, and also in case of active packaging. Right? IT solution we have already spoken about. We are one of the organization which gives you complete one point of contact, which is centralized tower system. Right? Now coming back to project travel that I said we will come back to you. This is one place. Besides this, we are one organization who does the entire route management for you. From a point of pickup to the point of loading, we do the entire thing for you. This is the newest baby in our portfolio, but this was born out of the time when Corona was at the peak and all of us were facing a problem. In last 2 years, we have done a couple of hundred charters. So if you have any charter requirement, please feel free and contact us. Just to give you a reason, I think we have already given you enough reason to deal with us. Besides, there are a few. This is a list of customers that we deal with. I think everybody is hungry. So probably This is the baseline. Right? Thank you so much. If you have any question, I'll be available, Anil will be available, my colleagues are here who will be available to answer. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chaudhary. Well, ladies and gentlemen, they say that food is the ingredient that binds us together, and good food is the reason for genuine happiness. But due to paucity of time, we have to delay that. No, I'm just kidding. So, we'll meet back here in 45 minutes for the rest of the panel discussions and proceed with the remaining part of the event. Thank you so much and enjoy lunch.
लाइव यूट्यूब वाले किधर मिल रहा है क्या क्या है क्या क्या है तो फिर कहाँ बाहर रहेगा पता भी चालू हो गया हम नीचे लगे थे चालू हो गया गौरव गौरव
स्टॉप कर दूं
एंड ब्रॉडकास्ट